and paste the bad prompt, right? So I've pasted the bad prompt. Let me now paste the good prompt. Okay. Can you all see the chat? Ah, perfect. So take the prompt exactly as it is, paste it, and ChatGPT and the good prompt. You will see the results. Okay. I'm not going to do it. You are going to do it. You will tell me the results that you are going to find. Completely different from the first bad prompt to the second. You will notice one thing: on the bad prompt, the results are going to be extremely generic, very generic. On the second prompt, the results are going to be targeted. Have we done it?
I'm describing the presentation to make a very for the owner of the company. Second, thank you. If you don't, I don't know if it's one. Thank you.
Have you used ChatGPT? Do you have accounts, ChatGPT accounts, or Gemini accounts, or Claude account? Oh, okay. Right. Can you see how vastly different the results are? Okay, perfect. I'm going to move on. Right. Now, I want to stop here and again emphasize the point. That cannot be repeated enough. We must never trust an AI blindly. Please know that. As we mentioned, these models are pattern predictors, not factual engines. Because of this, they are prone to something called hallucination. This is just a polite technology word for when the AI is completely fabricating information, like making up a publication here. It literally can do this, and you will see it when we do our practicals here. It can invent even a co-author or create a Dewey Decimal number that doesn't exist, and it will present that lie to you with absolute flawless confidence. Furthermore, AI models from the internet, they get information and learn from the internet, which means they easily replicate human biases. Remember, the internet, you can load anything on the internet. They can replicate human biases, cultural stereotypes, and outdated perspectives that are found in historical data. For example, if it's suggesting subject headings for a book on indigenous cultures, AI might suggest outdated or even offensive terms because those terms appear heavily in older digitized records that are on the internet. This is exactly why your professional expertise is non-negotiable. You must always act as the final editor. Please don't, because if you are going to find it so fascinating and so easy to generate mark records, don't think those mark records that have been generated through AI are the authentic things. You need, as a librarian or as a cataloger, to be the final editor. Every single line the AI generates must be verified against official authority files, the official Library of Congress subject headings, and standard mark guidelines. The AI is your draft horse, but you are holding the reins as the librarian. Again, which shows you that it's not here to take your jobs. It's here to make it easier for you to work, but you are still the custodian of the record. Now, why does it matter? Why does AI matter for catalogers? With all the warnings that I've just given you, which you need to keep in mind, why should we invest our time in learning how to use AI as catalogers? Because when it is used correctly, it is an absolute game changer for our daily sanity and efficiency. Think about most repetitive, time-consuming tasks that you do as part of your job. Manual data entry, typing out long summaries, or pulling out keywords from a text one by one. AI can handle those automated tasks in a heartbeat. Let's say a local donor drops off 3 boxes of old community booklets. They have no ISBN, no pre-existing records, and very sparse metadata. Normally, that sits in your backlog for months because you don't have time to read every booklet, to summarize it. With AI, you can feed it a quick scan or text snippet, and it will instantly suggest missing fields in your sparse data, generate a beautiful abstract, and extract key subject terms to enrich the record. It helps maintain standard terminology across your database, which directly then translates to better search results for your library users. It frees you as a librarian from the mechanical grunt work, so you can focus on complex, high-value archival and research work. That's why it matters for catalogers. Major applications of an AI in cataloging. So let's look now at the specific practical applications where AI can assist us right now, day to day. First, it's excellent at automated classification support. If you give it the table of contents, for example, and an introduction of a new textbook, and again, you will see this in action. It can look at the patterns and suggest the most appropriate DDC or Library of Congress number, along with official subject headings, all from feeding it a book image, for example, with the table of contents and an introduction of the book. Second, it excels at metadata generation and enrichment. It can look at a piece of text and automatically build out your full mark record with mark fields, correctly identifying the title, the author statement, publication details, and creating 520 summary or building a 545 content note. It's an incredibly it's a very good tool for taking subject indexing backlogs or handling digital special collections where you need to create a large volume of descriptive drafts quickly from scratch. Let's move on. Now let's visualize how this completely transforms your day-to-day routine as a librarian. Think about a traditional workflow we all know well. For example, a cut-off book arrives. You pick up a book, you type out what the title and author, is manually open up your classification tools. It speaks to big books next to you, or browse authority lists online, one by one. Double check your mark fields, characters, and type out a summary note. All this you are doing manually, and it takes a significant amount of time per book, which is why backlogs build up so easily. That's manual work. Now let's look at what the AI would do. So the AI-assisted workflow would work like this. Instead of starting from a blank screen where you are typing in all these texts and looking at the books that you have, your doing books, what you would do is to upload a digital PDF of the book's front matter or paste its metadata into AI tool. In less than 5 seconds, the AI will analyze the text and spit out a complete, fully formatted initial. And mark this is going to be a draft. So you take literally you could take a thesis and upload it. Okay, you could take a thesis and upload it onto AI and say, here's my thesis. I want you to generate a mark record for me. It reads the title, it reads the introduction, it reads the thesis, and then it spits out a mark record, a complete full mark record with your the Dewey Decimal number as well, or subject headings and so on, just thesis. Whereas if you are doing it manually, you will have to open the thesis, check your library of Congress and classifications, and check your doing books and so forth. Yet AI will just do it. But remember, it doesn't give you a final record. It's a draft. You still need to go in as a librarian and look at the draft, correct what needs to be corrected. You review that draft. You correct minor errors that are there. You verify the headings against your authority control file, and then you save the record. The process goes from a tedious manual task chore to a streamlined view just by uploading that PDF. And again, you will see that as we continue with our training. What's the future outlook now? What are we looking at as catalogers exactly? So as we as catalogers look ahead over the next few years, this technology isn't going away. AI is not going away. It's going to become deeply woven into our standard tools. You won't need to open a separate web browser into your ChatGPT and so forth. It will be directly integrated right inside all major library management systems and databases. And by the way, Alma and your WorldCat has already done it, integrated your AI into so you will not need to go into ChatGPT to generate my library of Congress subject headings. You do it within the library management system. The tools are also becoming multimodal, which means they can look at images, text, and audio simultaneously. Imagine just holding a textbook up to a camera, and the system automatically identifies the title page, transcribes the metadata, and builds the record. Because the mechanical parts of cataloging are becoming automated, our jobs now as catalogers are evolving. Catalogers are transitioning into AI strategies and metadata managers. You will be the experts who design the data web, audit the AI systems for quality control, and ensure safe and responsible adoption of these hybrid models. So your job, guys, is gonna evolve. It's not gonna end. Right, let's look at these two tools of cataloging that we are now going to practice as in getting into the tool and so forth. But before that, I just need to tell you what the tools are. There are links also to the tools as well. Now that you understand the concepts, let's look at the actual tools that are available to information professionals right now. We don't have to wait for the future. We can use these today. And they are more than the two, by the way. It's just that I've zoomed onto these two because I find them much more easier to use and understand, and also giving much more better results as well. We're going to focus on two: Cataloger GPT as well as Mark AI. The first, which is Cataloger GPT, is an AI assistant that excels at natural language communication and can generate records in standard MarcEdit format. I don't know how many of you have used MarcEdit. Do you know MarcEdit? Yeah, the MarcEdit tool. So the format will be a MarcEdit tool where it's a Mark 21 record. Right. The second is Mark AI, which is a dedicated, comprehensive cataloging platform designed to generate high-quality records from a variety of easy inputs, like your digital files or photographs. So in our live demo, we will take a closer look at how each of the two tools works, so you can choose the best fit for your library. Demonstrating, we will start with Mark AI, and then we will move on to Cataloger GPT. Let's look at Cataloger GPT, what exactly it is. So it's a tool that specializes and it's built directly on top of artificial intelligence. And it helps librarians, you create, you analyze, and you clean up your bibliographic record using standard everyday language. So you literally type in English and say, here is my book that I have in front of me. The author is so and so, the title is this, the publication date, and so forth. Give it as much information as you can. Generate a Mark 21 record for me and make sure that it complies with RDA. And it does it. And it's just simple, straightforward English. It's a natural language input. You don't need to learn any code. You don't need to learn any fancy technological word. It's just sheer, straightforward language. Let's look at its key features. It can generate complete Mark 21 records from scratch. And this assists with basic descriptive cataloging. It can suggest official Library of Congress subject headings. It can also recommend Dewey Decimal classification numbers. And it can instantly write clear summaries or content notes for your fields. It is fully structured to understand and support standard RDA cataloging workflows. What are the steps? The steps is you will put input, tell it what to do, give me a Mark 21 record. Then it analyzes your input. Then it generates the record. Then the cataloger reviews the record. It's the last step is critical, guys. A cataloger will need to review the record. Otherwise, it could just be a hallucinated record. So every piece of technology has its pros and cons, and we need to be completely honest about them so we use them safely. Don't think because it generates records for you, therefore, that's it. I'm just going to tell it to generate it, and I will sit and I'll watch it, and I will take that record and upload it onto my catalog. ChatGPT's biggest strength is its natural language interface, as I had explained. You don't need to know code. You just type in plain sentences. It's incredibly flexible and saves an immense amount of time when you need to brainstorm or draft a record quickly. However, on the weakest side, it is not connected to any live official library databases. It's not connected to the Library of Congress. It's not connected to OCLC. What it relies on is what you input And because it's an LLM, it scouts the website and looks at, for example, books that have been digitized and uploaded on how to catalog and so forth. It's not connected to any OCLC. So it won't look at your ISBN and go to OCLC and get the record for you, right? It cannot log, for example, as I had said, onto the Library of Congress web server or any local library catalog. Because of this, its authority control is limited. You need to take that into account as you use it. Its classification numbers are educated guesses that may require adjustment, and it can still hallucinate or make up things. This is exactly why it's not a threat to you and to your jobs as catalogers. It absolutely requires your cataloging expertise to correct its mistakes. Bear that in mind as you use these tools, because use them you should, because they make your life easier. Okay, to give a very clear picture of how you interact with Cataloger GPT, let's look at some specific prompts you can type into it. You can paste a book title page information and then prompt it by saying, create a complete Mark 21 record for this book using RDA standards. And it will read the book that you pasted and create the record. Or you can paste an abstract and say, suggest 5 appropriate Library of Congress subject headings for this text, and it will suggest them for you. One of my favorite ways to use it is for quality control. You can take an old, messy record from your system, paste it onto Cataloger GPT, and prompt it by typing, review this MARC record, identify any formatting errors or missing fields, and show me how to fix them. It instantly acts like an automated peer reviewer, catching missing indicators. So it tells you that these indicators are missing, or broken subfields in a flash. So if you, for example, know that you have records on your system that are not good records, you can even bulk check them for errors, dump them onto Cataloger GPT and say, check these records for errors, check the indicators, check the subfields, check the missing fields on the record, and it does that for you, record by record, and you tell it, generate full records for me. Right, let's move on. The second tool now is MARC AI. While Cataloger GPT is likely a chatty conversational assistant where you type in and literally chat with it, do this for me, do that for me, in plain English. MARC AI is a dedicated, heavy-duty production platform built from the ground up for automated record generation. It supports both MARC 21 and UniMARC standard, making it a highly versatile for different international library requirements. Unlike basic AI models, it includes built-in support for Library of Congress authority control to ensure higher accuracy. So it literally go into the Library of Congress authority control database and get information from there. A massive benefit for many technical departments is that it integrates directly with Koha. So if you have Koha, there's a direct integration. If you don't have Koha, it allows you to seamlessly export the record it has created for you in a standard MARC file right into your local integrated library system. So you are able to export these records and dump them onto your library management system using APIs. MARC methods of record creation. How does MARC AI create records? First, it offers visual cataloging. So you can literally take a photo or a book cover and title page with your smartphone, upload it, and the AI will read text from the image to generate a record. Second, it does PDF cataloging, perfect for ebooks or digital thesis, where you can upload the whole thesis and say generate a record. Third, it has a web search function. You simply go into the website, into its web search function, and type in an ISBN, or type in an author, or type in a title, and the AI scouts the web and gather metadata and compile the record for you, just using the ISBN. Finally, it supports standard text cataloging, where you say, here's my title, here's my author, here's my publication date, create a record for me, and it creates it. Again, this will all make sense as when we get into using these things. I just needed to lay the foundation first so that you know what their capabilities are. Again, it follows the same steps as Cataloger GPT. You input information either by uploading a PDF file, which is a thesis, and asking it to then generate a record for you, Mark 21 record. It analyzes it, the record then is then generated by the system. Then you need a human review. Always review those records that have been created, and then you can export the record onto your library management system. Again, strengths and weaknesses, like any other, we need to understand the limits of these products. Its primary strengths are speed and versatility. So having multiple input methods, your PDF, your text, your images, and so forth. It saves time and any amount of manual typing. It has an excellent standard support and built-in authority control assistant to help you keep your data clean. On the weakness side, its classification accuracy can still vary, and it can struggle significantly with highly unique or complex local material. So the material that it can't find even on the web, which is local and unique to you, it does struggle with those. It operates on a credit-based pricing model. So you need to have credits, buy credits for it. You will see again when we log onto it, meaning your institution pays based on usage. And just like any other system, it requires human review. It's a brilliant administrative assistant, but it will never replace the expert mind of a qualified librarian. So when you use Mark AI, your prompts can be tightly aligned with your specific input materials. For instance, you can instruct it to generate a complete Mark 21 record based on an uploaded book image, as I had indicated before. A major advantage of Mark AI is that it also accepts custom local instructions. So you can have your own local instructions. For example, you can tell it, generate a Mark 21 record from this metadata, but ensure you include a local 590 note field for our special collection donation info, and automatically format all indicators according to our library's local profile. And you give it your library's local profile so that it formats those records using it. This all allows you to maintain institutional consistency automatically. Again, this is AI, and we need to be very cognizant of ethics and best practice. First, never let the machine publish records directly to your public catalog without human approval. Check these records first. Make sure that they adhere to standards before you upload them. Always retain qualified catalogers to review, edit, and approve every single AI-generated record. Secondly, actively audit the outputs for biases or exclusionary language. Remember, the AI learns from historical data, which is everywhere on the internet, which might contain deeply outdated or offensive perspectives. Thirdly, protect your patrons. Never input personal data, identifiable information borrowing histories or sensitive patron data into public AI models. Always redact personal info completely. So just make sure that it doesn't show at all personal information. Finally, be completely transparent. Document the AI use, the use of AI tools in your library workflows. Establish clear institutional guidelines and ensure your practices always align with professional library standards. So these are the things that you need to be very careful of when you are using these AI tools. It can land you in trouble and litigation as well. So now this brings us to the end of our structured presentation. And now we're going to move on to demonstrations. The demos, we're going to be demonstrating Cataloger GPT and Mark AI. We are going to start with Mark AI and then move on to Cataloger GPT. Now get ready with your computers because you are going to be doing it as well practically. So let me just stop sharing this. Yes. Okay, can we have a comfort break and be back at 11:15? Huh?
So the comfort break starts at 11:15 for 15 minutes. So we are back at 11.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, that's fine then. Okay, so we are going to sign in. If you don't already have a Mark AI account.
I'm reminded to let you know that there is teachers there for the community.
Yes. Need to close all this. Okay, so this is what I want you to do in case you don't have an account. I'm going to take this. Can you see my screen? Can you see the AI? Oh, yeah. Can you see my website? Even those who are online. You can't see online. Okay. Yes, you need to register. I will put the URL. Okay, can you see my screen now? Those who are online, perfect. You can. Okay. So I will put the URL on the chat. And I want you to then go in and register. If you are already registered, log in, and we will start with this. Okay, let's register on Mark AI. I've given you the link. And that will you will have you will have 15 credits which you can use, and then once you've deleted them, you need to buy extra. But that should be sufficient for today. Will be sufficient for today. That's all register. Please for a market AI. That's it. Yes. Yes. A powerful brilliant tool for register. And once you are in, it will take you straight to your dashboard and it will show that you have 15 credits. And those are the credits that you are going to use today to practice.